Good evening, everybody out there. Welcome to my channel. It's called At Ron's Talking. My name is Ron Tucker. I'm the host, and I really want to say thank you for all the people who have been subscribing to my channel lately. Really means a lot to me, and I really appreciate any support I can get. I'm here to talk about the truth and what's going on in our country, and we're in uncharted waters, to say the least. And these times are very, very terrible right now from the standpoint of all of the volatility and the possible things that could occur, because we have a deranged individual that's sitting in the White House and is pretending to be some sort of president. I don't know who he's really, I guess, pretending to be a president too. We all see what's going on, and for years, some of the American public, including some of the media, and you got the right wing, you got the left wing, and this and that and other, have really allowed this man to ferment and marinate and become what he is now, which is somebody who is off his rocker at times. Now, we all know that right now he's following the directions and the directives of the people who put together Project 2025. He's also in Vladimir Putin's pocket. He is taking directives from him as well. People are going to say, how do you know this? And how are you going to prove all this? It's not hard to prove, folks. You can just see it if you got 2020. It is so obvious that this man is just playing games with the country. He's damaging the economy. He's indiscriminately firing people and taking away their ability to earn a living. And it's so, to me, despicable. It's almost beyond words. How can anyone, well, he's not just anyone, but Donald Trump is the worst individual to ever hold the title of president. And really, he was like that the first time he was in office. And look where we are today by Americans wanting to give him another shot at trying to fuck us all over. And he's doing the job right now. Him and his so-called administration. They're just following his orders, and his press secretary is a bumbling idiot. She just gets out there and just, all of them, they just defend everything this man says. And it is astounding and it's stunning, but at the same time, we've been through this before. And for 4 years, we had relative peace and content, even though a lot of people were constantly taking pot shots at Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, because that's what the Republicans are going to do. But we didn't have all this drama. We didn't have a president 4 years ago, up until 2 months ago, just going through the government and gutting it, laying people off, firing people, hiding what they're doing, putting unelected civilian billionaire in charge of anything, and letting him and his people, young little whiz kids, little techie nerds, just go around and hack our systems and infiltrate our government sensitive areas and just start dismantling our government. Who does that And why is he getting away with it? Because the Republican Party has been imprisoned by their own avarice, their racism, the need to make sure that they continue to try to get elected by rigging everything, gerrymandering, voter suppression. Look at it for a minute. You don't see the Democrats trying to rig nothing. You don't see the Democrats trying to voter suppress anything. They don't have to. It's just the Republicans. Because they know they screw up everything when it comes to governing, and then the Democrats come in and take over and clean everything up, and then for some reason Americans still want to vote Republican. Now, I don't have anything against a Republican if the Republican is decent and has the best intentions for our country, for all, not just Republicans, not just for Democrats, for everybody. And running a country, it's not easy. And I'm saying that from a position of not having experience at running a country, but I've seen better administrations than this one by a long shot. So it's not too much of a stress to see that this administration is a nightmare. And it's a nightmare for a lot of citizens here. Arresting people because Donald Trump says they're gang members and rapists and murderers and all that. American voters and people in general in America, they love to take his word for anything without any evidence. And this is why he's got so many followers like a cult. Because for some reason, these people don't have any ability to think for themselves and look at facts and look at things for what they are. Everything that man says, his supporters, they follow it no matter if it makes sense to them or not. Because nothing matters to them except supporting this ignorant imbecile called Donald Trump, who has no business being in office because he doesn't know how to run this country. And if you don't believe what I'm saying to you right now, I said this in one of my previous videos a few months ago. If you want to know where some of these people like J.D. Vance, for example, gets his ideology from, look up a guy named Curtis Yarvin and see what this man is all about. This Curtis Yarvin is one of J.D. Vance's mentors, and I don't know if he passed it on to Trump as well, probably did, as far as what Yarvin's thought process is and his philosophy. And it's simply, he feels like the United States should be ran like a corporation. And Trump is the designated CEO of the corporation right now. Now, just think about it for a second. It's not hard to understand. A corporation has employees typically, and you can hire and fire those employees at will. Okay? Well, that's just what they've done since he's taken office, is fire people indiscriminately. Just, hey, at will. Bye. You're gone. Just like a CEO who runs a corporation, but a government is not a corporation. And that's why this doesn't work. They are committing all kind of actions and atrocities and illegal things. But obviously, we know it's not right. But they're doing it because they have the majority of power in our government right now. And this is also a residual effect from the Supreme Court giving this clown partial immunity. But in Trump's little feeble brain, partial means full. And that's how he takes advantage of it. See, he's thumbing his nose at the Supreme Court, at the federal courts, all these different judges he's attacking because they hurt his little itty bitty feelings. Just because Trump violated the law, got his ass burnt, got held accountable, got convicted. So he's just like a little child. He's going to lash out at anybody or everybody that says something bad about him. Because he's not an adult in the sense of having adult thought process, understanding that if you are the president of the United States of America, you are supposed to be at a level of thinking and comprehension where you know the law needs to be abided by. You need to follow the law. You need to take care of the law. When he raised his hand for the second time and lied about it, he swore and took an oath that he was going to faithfully execute and follow the law and take care that the laws of this land are executed and are protected by the Constitution. Trump looks at this as he's king. And since the Republican Party has always taken care of him and given him a blank check to do anything he wants to, basically because he's got a cult following, and those voter base are the ones that will keep those Republican senators and congresspeople in office. And they, to almost every one of them, they don't dare to cross Trump, or else they'll get primaried and all this kind of stuff. And that's all the threats that Trump needs to throw at them, because they're spineless. Look at the transformation of Marco Rubio, for example. Yeah, he used to be a supporter of Ukraine and all that. Look at him now. Same thing with Lindsey Graham. All of them, a couple years ago, they were making sure that Ukraine was going to be defended and supported. Not anymore. When Trump got back in office, they knew what time it was. Time to switch those hats. And it's pitiful. It's a shame. It really is. And this motley crew of individuals that Trump has put together as his cabinet, to a man or woman of that cabinet right now, anybody in this administration, from Pam Bondi to Kash Patel to Robert Kennedy Jr., you name the person, Rubio, they all have pledged fealty to their fearless leader. This man is running around talking about taking over Greenland, taking over Panama, taking over Mexico, making Canada the 51st state. What deranged mind that's supposed to be associated with the President of the United States thinks like that and talks like that and acts like that, and then in the same breath is steadily defending one of our adversaries, Russia? And you can see that Vladimir Putin has got Trump in his hip pocket, tight as a drum. Trump postures and runs around acting like, he's trying to be a diplomat for peace, and he's trying to pay Putin back because he's been in debt to Putin for years and years. And you could tell when somebody's in debt, because Trump's trying his best to do a favor, do a solid for Putin. And he's also kissing Elon Musk's ass, because now he's turned to Elon Musk's babysitter, because Trump owes Elon damn near $300 million or possibly more. He's been bought. And he's been bought by a lot of other millionaires too. But Musk and Putin are the most prominent ones. So we are going through hell because the Republicans in charge have already abdicated their powers. The power of the purse, the Senate, the consent powers, and advise. I think it's called advise and consent. They've given all that away. So they have nothing to do but stand there and salute to Trump and kiss his behind. It is pitiful. It's pathetic because for so little that they give everything for, they're giving up so much. And they ain't getting nothing in return except ridicule and scorn. Just take a look at the town hall meetings they're trying to hold. They're getting ridiculed. And it's going to get worse because Trump is going to get worse. He's already unhinged and he's getting more and more agitated because he can't broker some kind of peace with Putin. Why? Because Putin doesn't want peace. All he wants to do is keep on using Trump, and Trump's going to keep on trying to pressure Ukraine into signing over everything so Putin can slide right on in. And he's up, Trump lying and shit, talking about, Russia has got Ukraine surrounded and they might as well go ahead and give up. And see, that's what he's trying to project to us, the public, to think that Ukraine is in a hopeless situation because he wants people to believe that. But here's the deal, folks. This war has been going on for 3+ years. If Putin had so much damn control right now of the war and had the Ukrainians surrounded and they don't have any choice, how come he's listening and entertaining some kind of peace negotiations, but he's still trying to wrangle and negotiate an ironclad deal for himself that leaves Ukraine with nothing, and he's going to do nothing but violate a ceasefire before you can blink your eye and march on through Ukraine as long as he can get Trump to keep on helping out his cause by cutting off everything as far as support to Ukraine is concerned, just to further Putin's objectives. Because Putin's stuck right now. He would have ended the war right now if he was in such a strong position. But Trump's trying to get everybody to buy his hocus pocus and his bullshit because he's been doing that all his life. Been nothing but a con man. And always trying to work the con and scam and scheme over anything and everything, from trying to destroy another ally of ours, another foreign country that's being manipulated and ran over and attacked by a big bully called Russia, to cheating at the golf course and proclaiming he's a champion of every one of those rinky-dink stinking ass golf tournaments that no one really gives a damn about. But that's the mindset of a deranged madman. He's so narcissistic, misogynistic, and everything else that he can't even think straight. He's so busy trying to buy other properties and always talking about trying to acquire something so he can get rich or richer. Always talking about money and getting rich. That man is just the epitome of slime, greed, and just he's cunning like a coyote because he doesn't care about anything except trying to gather something for himself. Anybody heard him talking about the economy lately? How about infrastructure work? He ain't got time for that. But he got time for the golf course. Just like the first term. He ain't got time to help the American public. He's busy destroying our government. And it is just insane what he's been getting away with. Him and Elon Musk and the rest of these people. They're just like a bunch of rats. And America just watching them just destroy our country every damn day. And it's a shame. But he's got time to hawk cars on the White House grounds for Elon Musk. Man has no business being in office as president of any country because he's an abject fool. And getting back to our Congress, so inept. Since the Republicans been running the Congress and the majority, they've only passed 2 damn bills for the past few years. 2. They spend most of their time during their term in Congress chasing after Joe and Hunter Biden and having all kind of sham hearings that led to nowhere, wasting time and taxpayer money with Jim Jordan and Mr. Comer at the helm. And then with Squeaker Johnson as the damn Squeaker of the House. They ain't done shit. Saber rattling, bloviating, a bunch of bluster, and all mouth, no action. Folks, the best thing that all of you can do, if we make it to the midterms, still operating viable country, we tried to warn all you people about the danger of having Donald Trump at the helm of this country. And now, y'all who voted for him, y'all got what y'all paid for. But I'm telling you right now, the best thing you can do in the future is do not vote Republican, period. No down ballot, no up ballot. You see what these Republicans are offering you, what they're giving you, and what you got. And like I always say, a lot of times you get what you pay for. If you vote Republicans and they're in control, you see what kind of influence they have right now in trying to keep this madman from wrecking our country. This country's been around for hundreds of years. You got veterans, fathers, and mothers who fought for freedom to put you in a position where you can be pretty much what you want to be. Go after the things you want to go after. Do the things you want to do and have the freedom to do it. But Trump and his administration is trying to censor everything, trying to stifle the press so the press won't be able to report on the dirty shit that they do. They're trying to strip your freedoms, arresting people because they feel like they don't like you, they don't want you around, no matter what your nationality is. Oh, they're always going to go after the immigrants. The immigrants is always the bane of the Republican Party. They're going to always run on the immigrants because they know all the racist people in our country, they love to hear that about the border and immigration. Republicans always have to have a foil, and the immigrants have always been that. Our borders are being overran by millions of... Ain't nobody seen no damn full-scale invasion nowhere in this country. Because if it was, it'd be on TV and everybody would be witnessing it. It ain't happening, but the fear-mongering and the hate-mongering will continue. Because it's part of American history. Japanese internment in 1942 is a prime example of it, right? Slavery with African Americans. It's part of history. Why do you think Republicans want to suppress American history and African American history? Because they know it's intertwined, but they don't want to have nobody see the sordid things that is part of our history that's been well documented. And they talk about make America great again. It can never be great. It never has been great, but it damn sure won't be great because we, as Americans, are very, very adamant about not looking at history and admitting things, facing things like our history, and trying to reconcile and just understand that, we as African Americans, we're not trying to punish today's white people who are on this planet now that didn't have anything to do with slavery. We're not doing that. But we want white America to understand that, first of all, we understand that you guys don't want to see what you used to be like. And trying to suppress all this history, it's kind of obvious why you're doing it. Okay? Don't want to remember. And you don't want to give us our full rights. But, it's a shame that we have to keep on trying to get our rights. And you talk about making America great again. How are you going to do that when you don't want to treat people fair and don't want to treat people as an equal? And we know that's never going to happen totally. But we can at least be in a situation where we were before Trump came along again and try to not only mend fences that have been broken, but try to just coexist with each other and learn to grow together as a culture and as a race of people. We occupy this same space together. And the only way we can become great and be great is to recognize that we got to do this together. The time of dissension should be gone a long time ago, but it hasn't, and it's still here. And we got people who are still trying to keep us divided. But we got to wake up and understand that the best way for us to become great is to do great things with each other. Don't you folks think that we would be better together than apart? I mean, we're busy fighting each other. So how are we going to ever come together and have an understanding that we need each other? And that's what makes us stronger. If we were to be hit today with an attack, because see, most of the wars that we've been involved in have been on other people's soil. Right now, we're so vulnerable from an intelligence standpoint and our security standpoint because Trump has weakened our government apparatus and I think our ability to really defend ourselves. We have incompetent people at the helms of critical departments such as the Department of Defense with the Fox News host Robert F. Kennedy, head of Health and Human Services, and this measles outbreak is continuing to climb around the country. And we got an idiot president who's seeking retribution and just trying to protect his image, which is terrible, and make as much money for him and his rich billionaires and oligarchs as he possibly can. He's not thinking about none of these people in this country that are not just poor, but even middle class. How are you going to really be helping people like veterans, for example, when you're firing them? Firing them, kicking them out of jobs, taking away their benefits. Same thing with government workers and other people around the country. How is that helping America when you're taking things away from Americans? It just doesn't add up. It's just madness. So anyway, that's all I got to say for right now. But rest assured, I'll be back. So once again, thank you, all of you who subscribe to my channel, and I hope you continue to watch me. I'm going to keep on speaking out. I'm always going to be on the side of the truth. And we have to understand that this is all we got. And if we have a constitution that some people don't want to follow because it makes them uncomfortable, or in Trump's case, it's not beneficial to him, and anything that is a hindrance to his movements, he's got to go and attack it. But at the same time, he wants to pledge allegiance to the flag. The flag and the Constitution are connected, buddy. But you're too dim-witted to understand that. So anyway, we'll just have to keep on dealing with your ass. But in the end, you ain't got too much longer to build a planet anyway because of your age. And that's just a reality. Same with me, same with other people. But I think he's too tone deaf to understand it, because his greed and everything else for power, he's lost that. That has escaped him a long time ago, because what he's after is too elusive. He'll never have the reverence and the respect that people like Barack Obama, Joe Biden, other presidents before him. Trump is living in a nightmare scenario, and he can't wake up from it because he doesn't know how. He only knows one way, and that's to cheat, lie, and steal. That's who we have as our president, folks. Enjoy the ride.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is... Please note, the new number is...